Yes, yes. What's going on, good people? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you at. My name is MC Till. You are tuned into the Boom Bap Chat number 76. If you are watching, we got a really super dope MC in the house tonight. We're going to introduce him, co-host as always. But first, if you're in Cincinnati, make sure you know the drill. Go on over to Pleasant Ridge on Montgomery Road. Everybody's Records. They have great vinyl selection. They have tapes even, if you're still into tapes. They have CDs, they have books, they have all kinds of great stuff. Check them out there. Check them out online at everybodysrecords.com as well. And if you don't have the books, the Boom Bap Review, you got to get your books, man. Our new book is coming out next month. Man, next month is creeping up. Boom Bap Review Volume 3. You can pre-order it today and save some money at boombapreview.com and get these as well. So tonight in the room with me, as always, we have Iomas Marad. Iomas, how you doing, man?
I'm great, bro. Man, I'm excited about this episode. What up, Till? What up, Pro? What up? What up, Finale?
What up? What up? We also have Profound in here. What's up, Profound? How are you?
What's good? I'm chilling, brother. What's good, Till? What up, Io? Brother Finale. You know it.
What up,
Man,
bro?
our guest tonight is a super dope MC. When you think about a dope MC, this man's face should be right there next to that word in the dictionary. He never comes whack. He always comes correct. And one of the things I love about this dude is that when he puts out a project, it's darn near flawless every single time. He has great catalog behind him, and we're just really excited to dig in and just get to know this guy tonight, and hopefully get a few new ears and new eyes on this dude tonight. Please give this man, join me in giving this man a nice warm welcome to Finale.
Yeah,
Yeah!
yeah.
What's up, Finale? Welcome to the show, man. How are you? Yeah, it's good to have you here,
Thanks
man.
for having me. For real.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no doubt, man.
As
I
always.
want to throw it over to Iomas
Well,
before we jump in. You know, we like to show appreciation. So Iomas, can you give this man a few more flowers before we dig in?
Man, what can I say about this brother Finale? Man, I don't even remember how we met, but ever since we met from day one, you've been 100. You've been thorough. You a dope MC. And I found it shocking. You was like, man, I think you dope, and I was like, what? Nah, dog. Like you the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I
nah,
really just always admired your work
nah.
ethic. Being able to come to Detroit and open up for you at one of your shows, like you invited me in Taiwan and us to come and do a show and be like you just one of my favorite MCs, man. And I just want to give you your respect. Thank you for the integrity. Thank you for your consistency. Thank you for like them dudes that's in the hip hop game that you just don't play with, but they good dudes like a Rock Kim. You just know not to play with these dudes. Like, and that's what I admire about you, your integrity and just like how you carry yourself. Like you a serious dude, but at the same time, you show love. You know what I'm saying? You show it's always
Nah, I
reciprocated.
appreciate
So
that.
I just appreciate you, man, so much, bro. And I thank you for being on the podcast tonight, bro. For real. So salute you.
No, thank
Much
you, man.
respect.
Nah,
Yeah.
man.
And I
You know
and, I,
that
and one
always
more
means a
thing,
lot.
yeah. And one more thing I like to say too, man. I just love how you are with your son, man. Like just the things that you do with your son and just how you like involved in him and you always celebrate him. Like my son was working on a rhyme and I was like, damn, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like you always
Nah,
celebrate your son, and I love that, bro. I just love the caliber,
appreciate that.
not only the caliber of artist you are, but the caliber of man that you are as well. So salute for that,
I
Facts.
man. For
appreciate
real.
that, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No doubt.
And you know
No
that's
doubt.
a
No
Yeah.
doubt.
that's a big honor. I mean, you say I know where I met you. I saw you at Max Bar in Lansing, and I think
Okay,
that's the
okay.
first time I saw you. I think you was playing the drums and rhyming, and I stopped.
Yeah.
I think I and I was like, "Oh, who was that?" And then that's when I did my research, and I've been listening to you for years. So
Wow.
back, but I mean, because Chicago Hill, y'all right next door, so I know
Exactly.
Chicago
We
Hill,
cousins.
and yeah, but
Yeah.
I grew up with everybody, and we all work with the same people, but
Yeah.
you I used to sleep on prime couch, everything. Me, I'm saying, but like,
Damn.
I got, it's all family, and me and Ty been rocking for years and years,
Yes, yes,
since
yes,
the
yes.
Everson studio, but nah,
Yeah.
man,
Wow.
me and Psalm One, me and Long
Yeah.
Shot. That's all.
Oh
Damn.
It's all
wow.
fam. It's all
That's
family, bro. So
crazy,
I've been
bro.
a fan of. yours. So I hear you saying you inspired by me, but I grew
Yeah.
up on your music, brother. So no,
Wow.
it's an honor just to even hear like some type of mutual respect coming from you, because I,
No doubt.
you know, what I'm saying, between you and Kenny Keys and everybody out there, and
Yeah.
everybody, man. It's Chicago. Y'all know how y'all get down, so it's
That's
what it is,
dope.
man. it's all
That's dope.
it's all family. It's
Yeah.
all family.
All
Yeah.
day. All day. Yes, sir.
What's in the water in Detroit though? Because I feel like Detroit has given us like just so much,
So
so
much,
many
man.
incredible artists, incredible albums from Dilla, Paulo Brown,
Mm.
Royce, like
Invincible, Corona.
Invest. Yeah, it goes
Dude.
on and on.
yeah.
Do, it's kind of like we often when we have MCs from Brooklyn, we've asked this question like, what's up with Brooklyn that produces all these incredible, elite lyricists? Do you have any idea of like what it is? Like Detroit's not, much bigger than a Cincinnati or,
Mm-mm.
another city.
Uh,
What is it
I mean,
about
we
that
all.
place?
No, I just think as a whole in Detroit, maybe it's a Midwest thing, but I know in Detroit, I think it's we make blue collar hip hop. It's not
Mm,
it ain't no fancy, no nothing. You gonna get the real when you listen to Guilty Simpson.
yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
you could tell by listening to him, he don't care. Don't none of us really care. We just here to rap. We just here to get busy, and that's it.
Yeah.
Get that money, and then get home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and it's always been that way. But it's with everybody. With Dilla, with everybody. If you spoke to Dilla or you bumped into Dilla, I don't think Dilla ever really realized. He never paid attention to how dope he was. Like
Mm,
if you
Mm.
spoke to him, like he ain't really talk like I'm Dilla. He
yeah.
was just like
Wow.
when I first met him, he he went out of his way to introduce me to Madlib. So
Wow.
he's
Mm,
like, "Yo, I need you to meet my boy. I need you to meet my boy." And he went and got Madlib from the back, and I had met him at the Electronic Music Festival in downtown. Just the first time I had met Dilla face to face. We had been talking on the phone, and then that's the first time I had met Madlib, face to face. But
Wow.
he went out of his way to
mm,
introduce me, to Madlib or whatever. It was me, Guilt, and K Fresh.
Mm.
But yeah, man, I just think as a whole we push each other. We all came up together. We
mm,
all came up together.
Yeah.
I think that we came up in a different era where open mics and stuff like that was the key to it was the key to really growing as an artist, because we all came up either. I went in wherever it was open mic in Michigan. I went. I didn't care
mm,
what corner it was of Michigan. So if I was in the D, I was either Ebony Showcase. I was at Lush Lounge.
mm,
I was at Drew's in the basement
Yeah.
trying to get on the mic. I was at Max Bar in Lansing. I was at Crazy Mo's in Pontiac with One Below and
Yeah.
Sub Poop. So I
mm,
started recording with Decompose and
Mm.
One Below. And then I came back to the city, and then Hex pulled me off stage at Lush and sent me to Cobb, rest in peace. And I started cutting with Cobb, on the west side of
Wow.
Detroit. But we all came up together, all in the same lab. Me, Gil, Fat Killer,
Wow.
uh, Big Tone, everybody. I
dope.
Wow.
mean, it was like, but we had a common goal, not individual. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
we was
Mm-hmm.
able to, man, we're so
Yeah.
grateful. Hip hop been good to me, brother. I mean, it took me around the world 3, 4 times, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's just a way to look at it. Some people let that stuff go to your head. I don't think none of the artists in Detroit ever let that type of stuff go to their head. So
Yeah.
Mm. Man,
it's
that's
different.
dope. I
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Wow.
different. So you mentioned Dilla. Um, what did Dilla give to you that you always keep with you? Not like physical, but like what did he impart to you that you always keep with you?
um, always stay true to home. So
Mm,
Mm.
I mean,
Damn,
no
that's
matter what,
tough.
you got to look. When I started with Dilla, I was messing with Fat Beats at the time, and we had they were trying to decide what my first single was gonna be, and I connected with Dilla through my boy DJ Sakari, and then kind of word of mouth.
Oh,
But
Sakari. That's my
yeah,
people, Joe.
yep.
Yeah, no doubt.
He was record shopping with Dilla, and that was
Okay.
around the time Fat Beats was trying to really link me and Dilla. And I think he had brought my name up to Dilla, and he was like, "Yo, it's this guy named Finale messing with Fat Beats, and they trying to figure out his single." So, and then that's when um they had got a beat from Dilla for me, and then Dilla was like, "Yo, he from home," so I got like he gave me like 4 beats. So, but it was just on some like I'm from the crib, you from the crib, like you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying. We good, but I don't never kick dirt on Detroit. We always gonna be good. So if it's an artist from the city and we working, you know what I'm saying, that always get first dibs and first respect. You know what I'm saying? And it don't have to be just from Detroit. I got people in Chicago, you know what I'm saying, and people from Atlanta and people from everywhere that, you know, I put them on a certain level. You know, it's the good thing about hip hop. You meet it. I think Roddy Rod from DC told me the one thing. He was like, the good thing about hip hop is no matter where you go, thorough people always find thorough people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You find some way to link. Like when him and Kev first came up here, I think I dropped Kev off at the strip club with shoes. And me and Roddy went Christmas shopping for our kids. Like we went to Fairlane. We just talked. Oh, that's family though. So every time he in
Yeah.
town or I'm in town. But that's why DC is one of my homes too. I'm cool with everybody, with Camber and
Mm.
Ken Star and of
Yeah.
course
Low
Kev,
budget. Yeah.
Man,
all low budget.
that
Yeah,
crew's
that
so
joint,
dope.
because that joint you did that just rap with
Ooh.
Hassan and
Yeah, Hassan.
YU. My
Yes.
God.
Yeah,
I listened
Man.
to that joint for like 3 weeks straight. I didn't want to hear nothing else but that, bro. And
yeah,
you
we got
posted on Instagram. I was so mad because I had to keep refreshing the Instagram page to play it again. I was like, Joe, that
yeah,
boy fire, Joe. For
Man,
real.
that's a great album right there. Great song too.
That joint
Uh,
fire, bro.
so this is the Boom Bap Chat. We've started asking our guests about that term. Curious to know your thoughts about it. What does Boom Bap mean to you?
it's the source. I mean,
Mm.
it's the beginning. It's the beginning of hip hop. I mean, it's the beginning of the rhythm. It's the drive behind hip hop. I mean, so I know you can go in different areas and you know you can expand your horizons, but at the end of the day, you always come back to boom bap. So
Yeah.
you know that sound and that vibe and that era that ain't never gonna go away, and that's always gonna trump everything. So you could be in the moons and the stars with your music all you want, but ain't nothing never gonna kill no classic boom bap. Ain't never gonna kill no Kane or
You know
no
what I'm
Rakim
saying?
or no
Exactly.
KRS or nothing. You ain't never gonna kill that. So yeah,
No, I feel that and I appreciate that. And I feel like you have a knack for, picking really great boom bap production. Thinking about your albums, Pipe Dream and a Promise, Dilla's on there, Paulo Brown's on there, Crisis, Black Milk. You did an album with Odyssey. Obviously, he's, incredible on the beats. Phil Sweetenberg, man, that dude
yeah.
is phenomenal too. So like, what's your process when you are thinking about doing an album or project? Like, what's your thought process behind getting that, top tier, boom bap production?
I gotta respect you. I mean,
Mm.
you could be the most amazing producer. I've had people come up like, "Why you ain't work with him? Why you ain't work with him?" And I'd be like, "Yo, he just ain't. We don't click. He ain't right inside."
Mm.
So I mean, it's different. You could have the most amazing sound ever. Everybody and their mama could be getting beats from you, but if we don't click organically, it's not gonna. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna. Not in my ears. It might sound good to y'all, but I gotta know you. So you gotta look at Pipe Dream. I sat on that album for like 5 years. That album I
Oh,
built with everybody.
wow.
Like the Knots joints, I went to Norfolk and I was working on an EP with Knots to be shopped to Leor Cohen. It's through my manager.
Oh,
But
wow.
that kind of fell through. So I ended up walking away with the things that I had. So
So did you do a project with Knots? Was it a demo project?
I
Oh,
went to meet the beat brothers. Like, we ended up doing that. But whatever fell through with my management, then I ended up being able to get Brothers Keeper, Jumper Cables, and I had another joint called me and Knots and Dave still cool, so it's all good. Everybody on Pipe Dream and the Promise, Apollo, Von T, everybody, even the sessions I did with where in the interludes where I was talking, like that was a chopped up session where I had to sit down with my favorite Detroit rapper is Awesome Dre. So I was able to sit down with Awesome Dre and sit down with I sat down with Monty Ski from Detroit's Most Wanted, and I sat down with Whip a Whip. So because he live out this way. So but we had like a 2 hour long conversation just about rap, just about whatever. I didn't even have any questions put together. I was like, yo, I want this on my album. I need y'all. So let's just talk. And I put the mic in the middle of us and we just kind of built. And then I chopped out the pieces I wanted. But Pipe Dream was a labor of love. And it had to go to the right, I guess, bidder or the right situation. Because I felt like it needed to hit a certain number of ears. And, and I mean, my boy ID from Oakland, shout out to ID. He always had my back. Him and Moss from the beginning. But ID been looking out for me from jump. So he had told me, he was like, I'm about to go in this meeting. Did you sell the album yet? I was like, I ain't sell it. I ain't gonna sell it. And he was like, all right. So he was like, all right, well, let me go in this meeting. If I go in this meeting, all right, I'm coming out and I'm gonna send you the money. I'm gonna just PayPal it to you. If the meeting go good, I'm good. And he came out, shot me the bread, and was like, "All right, this will go." And that's how I ended up on independent media, Fontana Universal, and that was a dope period because that was who's on that label. It was me, Tanya Morgan, Jay Davy, Kanan, my boy Shia, Izito. It was just a dope time, and they was from Oakland, and I had never really been to Oakland before, so that was, my first time getting out there. But they took great care of me, man. So, but that was the push that I needed. So, but that's how Pipe Dream kind of got everywhere. So
speaking of the album, Pipe Dream and a Promise, people were showing love on Facebook already. Before we even started talking about it, Donovan said it's a classic.
Oh man, I don't like
shout
that
out.
word. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, so shout out to Donovan. And then our boy Mark, salute the finale. I was playing my CD, A Pipe Dream and a Promise earlier today. Loved it back then, still do. The beats have a real traditional bounce and funky rhythm to them. Having a wealth of producers is no surprise though. So shout out to Mark. He's always tuning in. But someone had a question. It was actually from Mark about Apollo Brown. So he had Finale might have been the first artist to put Apollo Brown on his album before Apollo Brown did his decade of dominant beats. Was Apollo Brown out like outside of Detroit before that album came out, or was that kind of his first beat that kind of went out, beyond the city? Do you know?
I mean, well, he's put that out there, so I guess I'll put it out there. But I don't really do the whole like I put you on thing. But I mean, when I met Apollo, he wasn't Apollo. So I mean, he had a different name. I ain't gonna tell you what it is, but he had a different producer name. But he was just starting out. But he came while I was finishing up Pipe Dream to hand over to the label. So we had planned to work on we had worked on a bunch of music. But I still was in album mode. So he ended up getting like the intro with Von T, and I kind of split that. But I guess you could say that was his first Apollo Brown introduction. And then right after that, he started messing with Paradigm. Shout out to Paradigm, Beats at Will. He started moving fast. And then I remember the Mellow situation happened. Me and Invincible was cutting, verses for artists on Mellow, and then he ended up on Mellow, and that's when he kind of became the mainstay of Mellow. And then it kind of blew up. I mean, he been dope from the beginning, man. From the beginning. But I'm a big fan of his, man. But I've been between him and it's just so much talent out here. You got to listen. I've been messing with Knowledge. from the beginning. Now, Knowledge is an amazing producer. I mean, if y'all don't really, mess with him like that, but I mean, he's from Philly. But I mean,
Oh, he's from. Okay, I thought you were saying he's from Detroit, but he's from Philly.
No. I mean, but I've been messing with a lot of different producers. I guess before they,
Gotcha. I see
blew
what
up
you're
or
saying.
whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm just grateful to get my time in with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No
but yeah,
doubt.
Apollo. I mean, I always knew he would be, the big Apollo, that he is right now. But
Yeah.
I'm just honored to get in, on the ground floor. So that's like my brother, man. So I
That's
ain't
dope.
never gonna change. Yeah.
Love Apollo. All right. So before I throw it down to Profound to touch on the lyrical side of things, I did want to ask you about knots. You were saying it earlier, but it kind of cut out a little bit. And Donovan had the same question I had. Are there unreleased joints that you have out there with knots that never saw the light of day?
I don't know. I mean, I put Mean Green up on my SoundCloud, but I mean, I think I have one more in the can somewhere. I don't know. I mean, it's somewhere.
I don't know about Donovan. I asked because Nas is one of my favorite producers of all time. I love his production. So good.
I ain't just sitting on them or nothing. I mean, I'm at the point now where I'm just gonna let them fly. If I find them, you gonna get them, and it don't matter.
Right on.
It don't
Right
matter.
on.
I'm not trying to make no buck off of it. It's what it is. If I got some classic joint, I'm not gonna. I think that's what 2020 taught me, what COVID taught me, what everything taught me. So I have a motto to just kind of let it fly. So if I come across it in my iTunes, you never know. I might just throw it up on Bandcamp for nothing and just be like, here, just you gotta hear this. This is me and my homies doing it, you know what I'm saying? And people may get mad at me, the labels may get mad, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to sell this, but I was like, no, you can have it. Just take it.
I love that, man.
I can't take it with me. If I'm gone, I can't take it.
Right, yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, take it. I'd rather you hear it. Yeah.
That's dope. All right, you hear that, Donovan? We're gonna be hoping that he finds another one. All right, let's throw it to Profound. Profound, what's on your mind, man?
Man, actually, was funny is that, or ironic is that he mentioned Awesome Dre, because that's what grabbed me about Arrival and Departure. Like, one big thing that I thought was really dope is, it's like all of the things that I've heard from you, the first song is like, damn. Like it man. So one thing that I thought was dope, when did A Pipe Dream come out? Was that 2009?
It's 2009. Yeah.
Okay, so one thing that got me is, like, when you was talking about the conversation, and I wrote it down, when he was saying nowadays it's worse, it's so much exposure. Back then you had to locate this, it wasn't so abundant, it's just everywhere, everybody got records out. Back then it was only a chosen few. Do you feel like in 2021, man, I feel like that statement still, I feel like that's true now, and even more so now today.
Yeah.
Man, can how do you feel about this, that is not enough space for everybody?
But everybody raps, and that's just the fact. I mean, everybody and their mama raps, and I think that messes with the misconception and you tell them like, yeah, I'm Finale. That's why I don't never tell nobody I'm Finale.
Wow.
I maybe figure that out, because the natural instinct of, if I tell my coworker, or if I tell some random person, or if I meet a woman or somebody, and I tell them like, yo, I'm a rapper, they're gonna give me that look like, you're a rapper, and I'll have to look at them like, I'm not your cousin, I'm not your I'm not your baby daddy. Like, I've been around a little bit. But they naturally got that, that preconceived notion that you broke. You ain't Jay-Z. You ain't nobody. And I'm like, well, I mean, I did a couple things, you know what I'm saying? But we all have, you know what I'm saying? We all got our little stockpile of memories and stuff like that. But I think everybody and their mama raps, and that message back in the day, it was, you knew who rapped. You knew who was the man. You knew what crew was running the city. You knew All Natural was running Chicago. You knew all that. You knew the Mole Man was in charge. Situations like that. But you knew who. But now you don't really know. Everybody rap. Everybody got a record label. Everybody got this. Everybody got that. And it kind of like saturates to where the real talent gets kind of lost in the mix. And I don't really like to call people dope or whack. It's how you perceive it. As long as I can hear some effort in what you're putting out, I'll listen to it. I'll give it a chance. Coming the gate like out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stand up. I've went to people's shows and still see. Let me see what you out here running your mouth about, because I want to see. Let me see the goods. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But it ain't that. There's no litmus test in hip hop anymore. Anybody can do it. I joke and I tell people anybody can rap. So if you practice, I have 2 hours. You practice how to knit. 6 months from now, you're amazing at it. You probably be pretty good. You could probably knit yourself a sweater. But I rap the same way. I kind of look at rap the same way now. It's looked at as some cookie cutter thing, and you might be able to rap amazing in 6 months if you really practice at it. But I gotta feel it. I gotta feel something behind it.
Yeah.
And then I can't 2-3 months, and if you do it to you, but I gotta go through some stuff. I gotta live for a minute,
Yeah.
So whoever listening can find something in it and maybe it'll resonate with them.
Yeah.
But I gotta go through some things, you know what I'm saying? But that's where good hip hop come for me. So It ain't the big words, it ain't the multi-syllables. I mean, we all go through them stages, and I had to learn that. But I mean, sometimes the simplest things. I think Black Thought taught me that. You don't use he may do it every now and then, but some of his stuff be simple if you really listen to the way he puts his words together and the way he kind of rhymes it. But it's so deep.
Yeah.
If you really pay attention to it, and the way he ride the beat is just next level. He ain't never gonna. It's certain rappers who can rap forever, and Black Thought's that one of them.
It's one of them. Yeah.
Busta's one of them. Yeah. And you can't really take that. You just know looking at them, they're gonna be rapping forever.
Yeah.
And
as they should.
But you gonna listen. They ain't gonna stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's the type of music that I hope I can make, and that's why it's an honor that Fat Beats wants to put out Pipe Dream the Promise 10, 11 years later. You know what I'm saying? So I'm honored for that option to be able to press that up or whatever. So but I'm definitely I'm still on a mission to try to make music that lasts even longer than Pipe Dream. So but I'm gonna keep on writing. So that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's dope.
So we talked about some production. We talked about some lyrics. The other thing that we'd like to talk about is community. So I want to throw it over to Ayo Mas to speak on that.
I kind of know like what your community, because you keep a small circle. Like you named a lot of people, but those people I know that you have intimate connection with. You know what I'm saying? Like you build community with them. And I was like, I wanted to ask, like, how big was that for you? Like, and you kind of already touched on it earlier. You know what I'm saying? How you came up with Guilty and then like that was a part of your community. But how huge was that for you in your development into the finale that you are today? You know what I'm saying? Like
it was very huge.
Yeah, I'm sure it
very
was.
huge. I sucked in the beginning. I don't care. I'll tell you. I was a horrible rapper in the beginning. But I had to be around great rappers to kind of not to bite their style, but for us to push each other.
Yes.
And I don't know what they would say, but I think we all kind of sounded different in the beginning. We was kids, but I mean, we was hitting the road. We was battling. I graduated. I call it graduation. So you start out, every rapper start out rapping like Bones. So you start that little double time stuff that everybody thinks is cool now, but we was doing it in the beginning. So you got the double time joints, and then you move on, and then you start battling. And but you kind of then you either find out battling is your thing or it ain't your thing. I found out battling wasn't my thing. So, but I knew how to write.
Yeah.
I knew when I hopped in the battle, I was kicking overly deep metaphors and it was going on over everybody's head. But I knew, you know, I figured out battling ain't about that. So I'm just saying, but I mean, but then you had people that I was coming up with, like Marv and Quest McCody, and people that figured out that that's their lane. They about to kill it, and they some legends. They some legends in that game right now. But Marv still drops amazing music, and they all do. Guilty drops amazing music, but we all came up together. But as far as me, I sucked. I needed them to push me lyrically.
Wow.
I needed all of them. I don't know if they know that, but I needed all of them. I wouldn't be where I'm at, and I'm still not where I want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Are you serious, bro?
Nah, man. It's always a challenge.
Wow.
If I felt content, I wouldn't be rapping right now.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Dang, I'm just shocked to hear you say that, because your style is just you don't rhyme like nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Like when you hear finale, that's finale. Like when I hear profound, there's nobody out here that sound like profound. And it's the same with you. Like when you hear finale, you know that's finale. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just love how you like it's so effortless, like the way I ain't gonna lie, I'm just gonna put it out there. I study you, bro.
Nah, man, that's an honor.
I
For
be
you to say that,
you, bro. Like, I be like,
nah,
man,
that's an honor.
Straight up,
I
bro.
study
Like,
you, but you gotta listen. I studied you. I studied all that. I studied Juice. I studied Supernatural. I studied AC Alone. I studied Routes. I studied everybody from the west to the east to everybody. And maybe I might sound like a mishmash to everybody, but I grew up. I even grew up on Cash Money on them tapes and back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you gotta look. I went to Morehouse, so I got a taste of that. And one of the dudes on my floor, he was from New Orleans, so he used to bring them tapes back in the day. But nah, man, I'm a student of music. I mean, one of my favorite groups is UGK, 8-Ball MJG.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? So to go down there and come back, I mean, it's just different. I mean, the West Coast taught me style is important.
Okay.
E-Rule, his joint "Listen Up" is one of my favorite top 5 of all time songs of all time. That video, that joint, the way he rhymed over that. But the West Coast, all them crews over there back in the day, they taught me that style is everything. It's how you sound. It's how you come over the track. And then you get to the East Coast, and they taught me that being technical is everything. It's like an equation. It ain't just lyrics. Sometimes with Guru, it was the voice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I mean, it's also the way you attack the track. It's the way you sit in the track. It's the way you space it out. It's the way, maybe you want to switch it up. Maybe you don't want to rap the whole 16, 32 bars, or maybe you don't want to rap 16. Maybe you want to rap the whole joint, say F the hook. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still working at it, man. And that's what keeps me rapping. I just gotta respect for the music, and that's why. I mean,
you're a student. You sound like you said what you said. You're a student.
But I like my job, so I mean, I would love to. I would love to make beats one day, but I don't want to.
Right.
I don't know. I like when a producer does a producer's job and the rapper do the rapper job.
Right.
But if you could do both at a high level, like Black Milk or like anybody else out here, Corona even out here killing them, like starting. She making beats, not killing them. But you can but you on a high, if you could do both on and you double trouble on a high level, that's fine. But me, I still ain't mastered my main job yet. So don't give me no promotion just yet. Let me work at this. So we good. We good. I'm a forever student.
I like that.
It's gonna be that is. I mean, I sit down. I'm gonna sit down. I mean, when I'm done, but I ain't done yet. So
good.
I'm glad. That's happy. I'm happy to hear that.
I know. I want to hear
that's
more.
Good news. That's more good news to my ears. For real.
Yeah, same. When you mentioned work, I want to change gears just a little bit. This morning, I had an interesting conversation with a buddy of mine before work. And right after I had the conversation, I went in and I was playing your joint with Odyssey. and I put on one of my favorite joints from you, 7 Days. Love that
Yeah.
song.
That's my
And
joint.
the
Man.
conversation, yeah, that song's dope. The conversation I had with my buddy, he was like, he also has a 10-year-old daughter like I do, and he was like, man, I'm so sick of this homework. He was like, kids need to come home and they don't need to do any more homework. They need to play and explore the world and have family time. And we got to this place where we're like, you know what? We're teaching kids to get ready for what happens in the workforce, because you go to your job and a lot of times they expect you to take that work home with you and keep working even when you go home. It's like, oh no, this is all messed up. So I just wanted to ask you about just work in general and that song 7 Days, and just what your relationship is with just like, the 9 to 5 grind, just to, keep the lights on and stuff like that. What's your relationship with work like today?
7 days was like shock value, because you gotta look, before my kid was born, all I did was rap. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be one of the few artists, maybe. Like, I had a few investors, I had a few situations, and I had people that kind of kept me rapping. You know what I'm saying? Where I didn't have to go to work for a minute, for a good chunk of my life. And I toured, and it might have been a grind, but it's nothing that I would do. I always said I would do it solo, but I would never do it with a family. I would never risk it, you know what I'm saying, with a kid or something like that. I mean, money's good when it's good. When it's good, and rap is good.
Yeah.
But we all know it's a drought season, and I just would
Right.
never want to put my family through that. So when I found out my kid was coming, I just kind of dropped everything, took a break, and went to work. And I said when he was old enough, I would come back. I would come back to rap. So if you notice, the Odyssey project didn't drop till he was about 5 or 6, and he could talk.
Okay.
So I asked him, "Are you cool? Because if I put this out, I got to go tour it." And he was like, "Yeah, it's cool." So I
that's
put it out. I sent it to the label, but I sat on the Odyssey. The Odyssey project was like 85% done for a while.
Yeah.
But I finished it when he was old enough to talk, and that's true. But I mean, 7 days was a reflection on like that quick start, jump back into reality, and you dealing with coworkers and bosses and people, and people feeling that they were better than certain people. Because
Right.
I think I had a boss one time. I was working in a call center, and the boss, he came over to me and he was like, "Yeah, going on vacation with my family. We going to London, this and that." And I'm looking like, that's cool. That's cool. And he said something to the effect of like, maybe one day you'll get to go. And I'm looking like, I've been to London like 10 times. But he don't know. He don't know finale. He knows Derek. So
Right.
I'm looking like I was like, okay, sir. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. But it's different when you're choosing to sit down, for what's right, and it's cool. But it's just weird how people in business settings, they pump themselves up before they get to work, and certain things, you gotta suck up and you gotta deal with just to get through the day and get home. So 7 days, we all kind of gave our I told Ken and Hassan, I was like, all right, I need y'all to write it from y'all things, and then I'm gonna be talking in between, like HR coming to take us to the office or something. You know what I'm saying? So but that's the way we kind of put all that together. But I think it was dope, all our different perspectives on it. But that's one of my favorite joints. So
I love that beat too.
That's one of my favorite lines, man. He said, "If he keeps jumping, I'm gonna have to hurt him." I love that joint, dog. That's my joint, dog. I kept that boy on repeat, boy. That's my joint, dog. I love that joint.
So another question I have for you, not necessarily related to music, or it could be. Do you keep your ear to what's going on in the world, politics, current events?
Yeah.
Do you stay locked into that stuff, or you just like, I got my life, my family. I don't really pay attention to what's going on.
No, I pay attention to everything because it affects me and my family.
Yeah,
I mean, I try to keep my ear on everything, whether it's even like what my son is listening to and what he paying attention to on his game or music, or what I got to block and what I got to let in my household, or or what's going on with government, what might affect and my job in a positive or negative light. it all kind of, everything is connected. It all trickles down at some point. So yeah, I try to pay attention to it as much as I can.
Have you followed this, where the Senate is at with this Build Back Better bill, where they're trying to pass this bill and spend all this money on different issues, social issues and whatnot? Do you know about this?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I was just, they keep trying to push it, but there's like 49 Democrat or 48 Democrats on board, and there's 2 not on board. So it's an interest. It's like, it's like political theater almost, feels like, and it feels like that a lot. Like they're just playing around. And she's like, what's the holdup? Why can't you just pass things that would be good for people?
Well, I think that they don't. Sometimes they don't pay attention to what goes on outside the building. I think it's more like, we can fight. You know what I'm saying? But while you fighting and while you stalling, we're out here suffering. So I think that maybe they need a they need a camera outside, showing inside the effects of when you shut down, when you reopen, or when you leave stuff tabled like for too long. Who's waiting or who's not getting the correct funding or things like that, or how many programs are getting shut down and stuff like that, where it could help the community. So but I mean, politics is always going to be politics, man. I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, I think politicians need to understand the effect, the long term, or even the immediate effects it has when they can't come to an agreement. So what might seem cute when they sitting there fighting, you know what I'm saying, or sitting in front of a CNN prompter or whatever.
Right.
There's probably some kid out there who ain't getting no food, probably some family out there, you know what I'm saying, or people shooting each other, you know what I'm saying. It's different. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody across the board needs to be aware of that. But
definitely. Well, tying in music to current events, curious to know, did you check out the battle, KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane?
No, I was working and dealing with family things, but I heard about it, but I did watch some clips of it. I did not watch. I want to watch the clip of I guess Kane barked on somebody. Who was he yelling at? Who was he going off on? Was he going off on somebody? Was it Scratch?
Was that at the show?
Yeah, it was during the show, right? Did he go off on Scratch?
I don't remember going off.
What
happened? Think he may have
Scratch
told
doing
Scratch
too much?
nothing. Yeah, I think he told Scratch to hold back. Like he's like, "Nah, relax. Don't hit him."
He told him to relax.
Yeah. Well, Scratch. I think that was the part where Scratch was wanting to battle.
He was baiting
Kid Capri.
And
then Kane was like, "Nah,
don't show him that."
Is Kid a battle DJ? Was Kid Capri?
I never thought he was.
I don't think so, bro. Because he didn't respond. That's what Scratch. That's what Scratch do.
That's what he do. That's what he do.
He a technician on them turntables, bro.
Yeah.
So he didn't. Yeah.
After watching that, I really thought like the better MC suited for KRS-One stylistically, I thought was LL Cool J. Because I've been to LL shows, I've been to a KRS-One show, and they have a similar energy where it's real hype, real aggressive. I thought Kane was maybe more fitted for like Cool G Rap, Rakim, because they're a little bit more laid back, But it's still dope. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. It was dope to me.
I like both of them for different reasons. I mean, Kane was versatile, man. Yes. One minute he could be doing the slow joints, for the ladies. The next minute he's spitting double time. You know what I'm saying? But he's still smooth with it when he's spitting the double time. That's why I do a backflip.
Right.
But I'm saying it was definitely dope. And then KRS has always been the teacher. He's always been pure energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I had the pleasure of doing. I think me and Invincible opened up for him one year back in the day. But I got to see him control. He's the epitome of like MC of crowd control. Like he knows how to do it. I mean, and that's the thing with rappers from that era or that just that type of rappers. I think the other rapper I saw is similar to that with like just crowd control period, and that taught me how important it was. Is OC. I had never.
Okay.
That's my favorite rapper of all time. Jules
Yeah,
is my
Okay.
OC. Yeah.
Jules is
Okay.
my Jules is always and forever will be my #1 album of all time. I think it's
Wow.
perfect. I think every album I make is kind of I shoot for that that marker. Like I want an album that transitions well, like Jules and
Yeah.
Word Life and it's just there's no skips at all. And
Yep.
I ain't got there yet, but I mean I'm definitely I was able to tell that to his face,
Oh, really?
Wow.
How did you meet him?
Well, my boy ID, he works with Hyro, and they had came in town on tour, and O was opening when he was signed to Hieroglyphics Imperium, and
That's right.
I went to the show, and what's crazy is it was packed full of kids. They was there to see Hyro, but I remember me and One Below was right next to the stage, and then O was rapping, and we was rapping word for word. When I got off stage,
Wow.
I was standing next to 87 from Wasted Youth. He rapped with Big Tone back in the day. He's still killing it too. But I was like, man, I would give anything to meet OC. And he was like, you want to meet him right now? And he took me over to the bar. I met him, and I didn't know what to say. The first words out of my mouth was like, you my favorite rapper of all time.
Wow.
And he just kind of looked at me. He was like, what's your name? He's like, where you from? I was like, I'm from Detroit. I ain't from Ann Arbor. I mean, but it's dope. But I was like, I'm not from out here. I'm from the D. And he
Right.
was like, I gotta get down there. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. He came back. We actually kicked it at Dilla Day recently. And, because he came up to perform,
Yeah.
but we was able to, really, really chop it up. And then we exchanged numbers or whatever. But yeah, I'm always and forever a fan of OC, man. So
Yeah.
that's
Man, it'd be dope if y'all could do a collaboration one
I
day.
I would love
That'd
it.
be
know.
I would love it.
fire,
I
dog.
would love
That'd be fire, G.
it. I would love
That
it.
would be.
Student
For
teacher,
real.
man. He taught me so much.
I
That's
love these
dope.
versus battles because, like, people, get online, talk about who won, argue and debate and all that. But it's really when you watch the battles, it's most of them, it's more of a celebration. They're
Mhm.
celebrating each other, paying
Yeah.
homage, all that. So it's all love. I love it. So in that spirit, who do you think would go up against OC? Who would be a good match for OC? Who's got
Mm,
a catalog as long, dope lyricist, similar
mm.
vein? I don't know. That's
That's
a
a
hard
tough
one.
one, bro. That's a tough
Oh,
one, bro.
you know what? I wonder if it's Master Ace.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Ace is still going crazy out here
Because you
though.
Yeah,
wouldn't want
for
to get
Ace is
like
real.
still.
a Jay Z,
Mhm,
kind of,
mhm.
yeah, I can see OC and
I
Master
think that
Ace.
would be dope. I would definitely
Yeah.
tune in for that.
Yeah,
Man,
that'd be crazy.
I would love that. I mean,
yeah, I
because
would
Ace
too.
and OC is definitely still got it. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, for
he out
sure.
here killing it. But I mean, Ace is still touring like
Yeah.
consistently and still out here
Yeah.
releasing music consistently. You gotta respect it, man. So,
And you
but
you could argue that some of his best music just came out.
yeah,
For
His last
real.
album,
Well,
to me,
Marco
that's one of
Polo,
his
he
best
doing his
albums.
thing
Yeah,
with Polo, bro.
I think that's
That's a
one of his
bomb
better
combo
albums.
right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for
mhm.
real. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Speaking of classic albums and dope albums, would like to do a little segment with you if you're cool with it. Before we talk about any new music you have coming out, we call this one word,
Mhm.
and how it's a new game show, sweeping the nation. Everyone's playing it. We had President Obama on here playing it last time, and Jay Z was on playing it. We have everybody on, all the big names. This show is called One Word. I'll show you an album cover, and you try to describe the album in one word or less. All
Okay.
right. Okay, here we go. You down to play?
Yeah.
All right,
Good.
here we go. First one, we're going to do a Detroit edition here to start it off. All right, Fantastic Volume 2 by Slum Village.
Yeah. That's the blueprint.
The Blueprint, yeah.
Have the city sound like them dudes. That's the blueprint.
Right.
Good point. Good point. All right, keep it in step with Dilla. This is Welcome to Detroit.
Oh,
Jay Dilla.
that's the catalyst. That's the fire behind Detroit. That was
Yeah.
the push overseas.
This,
That's that BBE joint. Yep.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
That album.
That keeps us working overseas. That album. So
That's dope. That's dope. Staying in Detroit, I would call this guy a protege of Dilla. This is Black Milk,
Oh,
popular demand.
most valuable player.
That's
He's
dope.
he's consistent. He's a legend in his own right. He earned them stripes. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely give Black his always.
And you talked about earlier about like if you can do both at a high, caliber,
Oh yeah,
like this
Black
dude,
Black has progressed at a
his
fast
Milk
rate,
MCing.
for
and
sure.
he stayed
Yeah.
at top tier level. So
All right, this is a lesser known Detroit album, but I think dope nonetheless. I think a really dope MC is on this one for sure. This is Dirty District 2 by BR Gunna.
Family. I'm on that. Am I on
Family.
that one? Yep.
You are on
Family.
this one, yeah.
Yep,
If
me
I
and
remember
Russell.
correctly.
Yep.
Yep. All right, keep it in Detroit. We got Random Acts. Well, it's kind of Detroit and New York.
Oh,
so
that's classic. That's
Yeah.
classic. That's
I love this crew.
flat out classic.
Yep. Sean Price and Guilty Simpson.
Yep.
Like perfect match.
Match made
Man. Yeah, it was, bro.
Yep.
For real,
yes.
Perfect matchup. Yeah.
All right, coming up next. I forget the title of this joint. Some of y'all help me. This is
Ode to the Ghetto.
Ode to the Ghetto. That's right. Guilty Simpson. Ode to the Ghetto.
Classic. Guilt. That's my brother. Yeah, Guilt, and he never disappoints. His new project with Gensu is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, when I walked in that marathon, all I did was loop that Gensu album.
Oh, really?
13 miles. That's all I listened to. That's all I did. I put it on loop in my little Beats headphones, and I didn't even switch it. I just left it loop. That's how dope it is. That's what kept me pushing. Yeah.
That's what's up, bro.
Do you know Gensu's work before that album?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Did you notice, like, maybe I'm off on this. I feel like the drums on that album were crisper and thicker than they normally are from him. Like he always puts out dope music, but I just feel like he took it to another level with his drums on that one. Did you hear that too? Yeah. Right on. All right. Here's another favorite of mine from Detroit. This is Sonogram by One Below.
Oh my
God,
man.
That's one of my mentors. That was a legend. Maniac legend,
man.
Michigan legend.
For real.
The work he put in opened doors for a lot of rappers who don't even give him the respect he deserves. So when we were still out here hustling to get to little open mics around the city, this fool was running around the world in spots we couldn't even pronounce. So you gotta on his own merit. I mean, and the fact that you put out a classic, Masters of the Universe. I mean, you got, Binary Star to
Binary Star
kept it going. I mean, you gotta give Low his props. But that album and his mindset with each album and tying them in together is genius. All of them.
So, I learned so much from Binary Star. I remember we opened up for them, like All Natural opened up for Binary Star. And they got mad at me, man, because I study dudes who do their shows, and they rock that show so hard. I was like, bro, you gotta step it up, dog. Like, did you see what I just saw? We need to start doing that. Like, and he was like, before the show, he was like drilling them like they were soldiers, bro. Like the way they was like doing their thing. I was like, Binary Star, cold, bro. One Below ain't no joke, boy.
Yeah,
no slouch.
I'm a fan.
I'm telling you, boy.
Yeah, he's super dope. All right, sticking in Detroit still. I love this MC. This is one of my favorite MCs of all time. This is Elzai, Lead Poison.
Yeah.
You
want to know what top three?
Top three.
Top three.
Top three. Like your top three of favorites are like all time greats.
My top three favorites and my top three Detroit rappers and my top. Top period. L ain't no slouch. So
no.
Anyway,
who else is up there for you in your top three?
OC.
Yeah,
of course. You said that.
So OC is one.
OC is my number one, and I know that's different. That ain't gonna match up with nobody else's list. But OC, I think I judge rappers based on what they did to me personally. So
right.
Redirecting my path. He don't even know that. I mean, we didn't get that far in the conversation, but he redirected my path as an MC, and his album set the bar for me,
Yeah.
as an
Wow.
MC. Um, what else? I mean,
Okay.
Rakim,
I could see that.
but
Hmm.
I
Rakim is
definitely hear Rakim in you.
I appreciate it. But Rakim is, he taught me, I think I was discussing with somebody and they was asking, I was doing a feature for their project and they said, you don't really do a lot of features. And I was like, well,
Mm,
Rakim ain't do a lot of features. And
wow.
so they kind of gave me the, well, you ain't Rakim. I was like, I know I'm not Rakim. I ain't never gonna be Rakim, but I could still attempt to
Follow
try to
his
hold
blueprint.
I can attempt to try to hold the album on my own. So I
Yeah.
may have a feature here and there, but they're personal features. So of course
Mm,
Invincible is gonna be on it. Or of
yes.
course Corona may be on it. But I try to limit my features unless I'm doing like a compilation or I'm doing a joint project. If I'm doing a finale project, it's usually only one feature on it. But I mean I try to put most of the weight on me, and that's
Mm,
Yeah.
because of Rakim. He taught me, you
Hmm.
gotta own that. Like you
yes.
gotta own it. Good or
Right.
Yeah. I
bad, you
like
gotta
that.
own it. I don't never want to use my brothers and my sisters as crutches. Like so,
Yes.
if we
I
work,
like
we
that.
gonna work, and then we gonna give
Yeah.
that away. We gonna let the public
Yeah.
hear that regardless. But when it comes to a
Mm,
project that we put in work in, and I'm handing in to somebody, I want them to hear finale, and I want
yes.
them to, I want them to know that I put the effort into that, and I didn't need 15, 20 rappers on my project to get by. So
Yeah.
I
I like
love
that.
that.
not
Yeah.
that that's a
Spot
Yeah.
bad
on.
thing. If that's your
Nah.
thing,
Yeah.
that's your thing. Yeah, but I mean, I like to. I mean, good or bad, I'm gonna own it. If it flop,
Mm,
I wanna own that flop.
Yeah.
I don't want to
yeah.
be
Right.
passing it. If it win, you know what I'm saying. That feel good too. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's a part of the learning process. So
Well, I know
Dope.
I speak for Iomas when I say you have no flops in your
No.
discography.
No.
So, not
Hell
here.
I
All
no.
right.
appreciate it. I appreciate
All right.
it.
One more before we go into the bonus round, which the stakes get higher in the bonus round. It's a little different.
All right,
So
all right.
here, all right. Last one before the bonus round. This is "Sincerely Detroit" by
Oh,
Apollo Brown and about 8,000 different rappers from
that's
Detroit.
brotherhood. That's brotherhood
Yeah.
right there. I love that project. I love when he was describing that project. I love when he said,
Mm,
I got this plan and I got all these rappers I want to get. And I
yeah.
was like, a lot of producers have attempted that. That right there,
Mm,
that is he's one of the few. And the only other producer I know who attempted that and wanted that was Dilla.
Mm,
wow.
I don't know anybody and I know it's
Mm,
other compilations in the city. No, but nobody has attended all of the top tier rappers that are on that project on the same project
yeah.
and
mm,
successfully did it.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
This
You
album
got to look.
is
Welcome to Detroit came out, and that was top tier. But like, Welcome to Detroit 2 was a thing, and it didn't see light. So for this project to see light, you know what I'm saying?
did
Is
it
big.
get did Welcome to Detroit 2 get recorded or just the idea didn't see
I
light?
think
Is
the
what you're
idea
saying?
people sat down, people talked to Dilla. It was in the works. It just
Yeah.
never. So for Sincerely Detroit, I told him, "You did an amazing thing. Like
Mm,
you
Yeah.
really you set out to do something and you succeeded at it. And the thing
Yeah.
that a lot of producers couldn't. And it's not like you got some slouches on the mic. You went out and you asked everybody to do it, and whether they was messing with you because you was Apollo or whatever,
yeah.
but you succeeded. So that's a badge right there. So
Yeah.
earned
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
It's dope because it has so many rappers on it, but it
Hmm.
feels like one cohesive album. You know,
Mm,
Well, he picked
it's
it. He
a great album.
handpicked the he. We didn't pick each other to rap. That's what's dope about it
mm,
too.
Oh,
He picked the
put people
collabs.
together.
He
Yeah.
matched us up. He matched us
Mm.
up.
wow. Wow.
Had
He
you worked
sent the
with Illa
beat. He
J
had
before and Leif Erikson?
yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
worked with Ella J before, and Leaf. I've been knowing Leaf. I consider Leaf a mentor of mine. I've been knowing
Oh,
Leaf since
dope.
the battle days, and
Okay.
we was
Okay.
freestyling in the car outside of battles or whatever back in the day. But
Mm.
Leaf is a he a legend out here. He won't get the respect he deserved, but he was there with 31 Flavors back in the day, and but Illa J, for me to be on that project, I told Illa J, I was like, what's crazy is I feel like it was meant to happen. It came full circle. Like I messed with your
Mm,
brother heavy and tough, and I get to see you become you, and you
Yeah.
grow into your own sound. And for me to be a part of that, and for us to be able to be on the same track it's just an honor. So for me to
That's
for me to work with your big brother and work with you, it's just an honor. So I always got his back. That's a good dude. So
That's dope. I can't wait to hear new music from him.
Yeah, me too, man. He's in Montreal now. I think he live in Montreal now, right?
Oh,
I think so.
He in Canada
always
now. Yeah.
He's still working.
That's what's
Right
up,
on.
man.
Right on. All right, now for the bonus round. The bonus round is a little different. It's a little bit more taxing on your soul because I'm going to give you 2 albums, and you have to tell us which album resonates with you more in 2021. Not which one's better, because that's an argument. You know, it's all relative. But which one resonates with your soul more in 2021? All right. So in this corner we got Prime 1, and obviously in this corner we got Prime 2. Royce and DJ Premier. Which one resonates more in 2021?
Prime 1.
Prime 1.
I like
How so?
I just like the first one. I like the way it sounded organic, and I like the way Royce sounded on that one. I think Royce has changed the way he sounds over the years, but that don't make him less a goat, unless that dude. And I love the way he sounds now. Royce proved to me, Guilty, and all these artists proved to me that Black Thought ain't no ceiling. Ain't no ceiling at all. Royce is still fire. He's still out here killing it. Man. Easy. Yeah. It's easy for him to do it. He can just hop in the booth and just handle business. But I mean, Prime 1 sounded way more organic and way more like from the ground up. I like ground up albums, so that's why it hit me a little different. So
I remember being at the record store, Everybody's Records that we shouted out in the beginning, and it was around Christmas time. I was getting some CDs, and the manager knows me well, and he was like, "Hey, you got this yet?" And he took it out, and I was like, "Nah, but I don't have any more money." And he's like, "Oh no, it's a gift." I was like, "What?"
Wow.
It's one of the greatest gifts ever in my life. I love that album. All right. In this corner, we got Dice Game by Guilty Simpson and Paulo Brown. And over here, we have Trophies by OC and Paulo Brown. I knew this would be a hard one for you. Your favorite MC, but this is your guy.
That's my guy.
This is a hard one. Choose wisely.
I'm going to go with Trophy. Damn it. I'm
Trophies.
Sorry. Yep.
Yeah, why Trophies? How does this album speak to you?
That was big. That was Apollo's attempt at, making his own version of Jules, and I think that they sounded great. I mean, Dice Game is definitely dope. I mean, and of course it's Guilty, but I'm never gonna ride on O. So it's just I'm loyal. So I mean,
that's what's up, Joe.
O is dope. O is dope. I love all of OC's albums, and I know, I see I'm catching a little flack for it, but I mean, Trophies is definitely Trophies. I remember they were doing Trophies. They were here in Michigan cutting Trophies, and I guess I was working, and Apollo told me they were trying to call me to be the feature on Trophies. And I didn't. Really? I missed the call.
Oh no!
I missed the call.
Man.
I missed the call. I don't think ain't no features on Trophies, right?
No, I don't think so.
I was supposed to be the only feature on Trophies.
Damn, dog.
Crazy.
I'm salty, and that ain't even me.
Did you have to go get counseling for a while after that?
I was sick about it. I was sick about it. I was sick. Yeah.
Hey, more opportunities, man. We hope that it might come again. All right.
Yeah. Hopefully.
All right. I think I know the answer to this one, but we're still going to talk about it because this is your favorite MC. So last round, OC Word Life, classic joint right there. or Jules?
Jules.
Yeah, Jules
Yeah,
all
I
day,
knew,
People gonna
bro.
pick
I
Word
knew
Life.
that.
I mean, I know a lot of people love Word Life over Jules. I like Jules.
Jules
Yeah.
is
Jules
crazy,
is
bro.
perfect. It's perfect. It's
I,
And
perfect.
them interlude beats
I
in
don't. You
between.
don't hear too
yes.
many
Man,
perfect albums between the
Yeah.
yeah,
interludes and the beats and the way that they
yeah,
flow and the
yeah,
way it was. They was very methodical with the way they put it together. I really
yeah,
like Jules. That was the polished,
Hmm.
deliverance. Word Life is the underground. You know what I'm saying? It was
yeah,
made for the backpackers. It was raw.
Yeah.
Jules was, they was out here, and
yeah,
I love Jules. So,
Yeah.
yep,
Same.
Jules.
I actually like Jules more
yeah,
than Word Life, and I love Word Life. I
Yeah,
love that album. I'm a huge OC fan as well.
yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm a Jules fan for sure. All
yeah,
day.
that album was like, it was like, to me it sounded so big.
Mm-hmm.
The production was so big, but it wasn't like pop big. It was
Mm-mm.
like boom bap big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
still had that like, yeah, it's just super dope, super dope. Speaking of super dope, what can you tell us, if anything, about any dope stuff that you are working on now or might be working on in the future?
Like I said, my boy Logic, he got Focus Records. So we're gonna work on an EP together, and then we still, working out everything with that, like the beats. My boy D Ski, dope producer, lives out in Cali, but amazing producer. So we
Mm,
working on something for that, and then I'm just in record mode right now. I'm ready to
mm,
write. I go through phases. So I'm
Mhm.
more like I'm a catch me when you can type rapper. So
mm,
if I'm working, or if I'm diving into family stuff or anything like that, or personal things, I kind of dip off. I take a break. But when it's time, when I'm like, okay, I'm ready to rap, that's when everybody floods my inbox or stuff like that. Like, all right, I saw you say you was ready to rap. I mean, so I'm ready to rap. And
yeah.
it comes in waves for me at this particular point. You know what I'm saying? I think I was in the studio with V Styles cutting for his album, and
Mm,
he was talking about, I was like, certain rappers don't gotta really solicit. Like, you ain't never gonna see me like I got verses for sale, with a sign on my shirt or something like that. I don't want to do that. If you got to do that,
Wow.
that's cool. Get your hustle on however you do. But certain rappers, we can sit down and, if the money's right or the situation's right, we'll get up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We'll go in and get in the booth and we'll put something down. But it's not a it's not a requirement. It's more of a, we do it because we enjoy it. It's a part of us at
yeah,
this particular point. I think we've all done it enough to where when it's time to rap, we can go to work, you know what I'm saying? But when it's not time, we content with, going, sitting back down and letting everybody else have it, you know what I'm saying? But
hmm,
I just really just want to rap. So I know that's my little no little fade motto or whatever I've been putting out, but I stand by it. Just rap. Just do
Yeah,
right,
do what you was here to do. Just do your job.
yeah.
Do your
I
job.
love that.
Shut your mouth. Don't do all that talking, and just
Yeah,
show me the goods, how it's supposed to be shown. I mean, if you
yeah,
talk too much and now you don't rap enough, I mean, you can't really back it up. I want to hear,
yeah,
I want to hear what you got. So
yeah,
let me
right.
hear it. But I mean, it's dope. But I like when people, it's a time to be humble and a time to step up. I tell people
Mm,
all the time, if I'm in the crowd, I'm super humble. I'm your biggest fan. I'm right in front of the stage. But if I touch that mic for that 30 minutes, hour, 45 minutes, 15, whatever I get, if I got a mic in my hand and I'm on that stage, it ain't nobody breathing who could
mm,
who could mess with me. But that's how you're supposed to think. But you
yeah.
leave that attitude on stage.
yeah, man. I remember
We,
when we was in Detroit and you did. I think it was off the cuff. And you was on that rapid fire flow. I was like, man, I'm done, dog. I had to walk outside, man. He like bust my head with that one, Joe. He was going crazy. He like blacked out. just rapid fire. He was just like going in, bro. I was like, golly, Joe, this is ridiculous, crazy, bro. I was like, yo, that's nuts, bro. I was like, yeah, I got to get my weight up, bro. I was like,
No, don't
when I
even
went
say
home, I
that.
was like, I got to
Don't
go
even
get my
say
weight
that.
up, bro.
Nah,
That was fire, though. That was so dope, Joe. That was crazy, bro.
nah,
For
man. I'm
real.
just but I love rap, man. I love to
Yeah,
listen
you can
to it. I
tell.
love
Yeah.
all different kinds of raps. I listen to
Yeah.
everything. So, but I ain't done rapping. I tried to say I was
Good.
done. I tried to. I,
Just it's
I tried to. I swear. I was a
hey.
I was one of them 30 and done rappers. But
Really?
yeah, I was like, I'm done at 30. I'm done.
Wow.
But
Well,
you
I'm
know,
glad you changed your mind.
because it became a way of life. Once it's a way of life, you ain't never done. You might say
Right.
you're retiring. You might make an
Mm-hmm.
announcement. I don't make them announcements, but you might make that announcement on Facebook and
Right.
you might get 200 messages saying, please don't quit. But I'll be looking like you ain't never quitting.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll be back in like 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's
Yeah.
just, if you really love it, you
Mm-hmm.
ain't going nowhere. It's just
Yeah.
that's the pull that music has on you. So
Yeah.
you might hear something that inspires you to, want to go right immediately. You know what I'm saying? You might hear another rapper that pushes you like that. So, and that's how I do. I look to all my brothers and all my
Mm.
sisters for and all my family for inspiration. So as far as that,
Yeah.
whether it's through life or just through music, just do everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I look for inspiration from everything around me. So,
That's
yep.
dope.
That's dope.
Well,
That's dope.
Almas and I, we have definitely found inspiration from your music for sure.
Absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
we appreciate you being on here tonight. The last thing that we do on the Boom Bap Chat, it's a hip hop show, so we give our shout outs. So I'm gonna throw it over to Almas to give his shout outs. I'll give some, and then we'll let you have the final word, the final shout outs finale.
Yeah, I mean, like before I give a shout out,
Yeah,
like
yeah. Go ahead.
it's interesting. Like I wanted to go back. I didn't know you went to Morehouse.
Mm.
That's dope. Because Cap D went to Morehouse. That's the only
Yeah.
reason why I'm going back to
Oh,
that.
right,
I was
right.
like, that's crazy. I didn't know you went to Morehouse. That's
That's
dope.
my brothers. The same LLC. I stayed in LLC. A couple of them stayed in Graves Hall, but I'm still. That's the great thing about Morehouse, man. Once a Morehouse man, always a Morehouse man. But that's where my first crew
Wow,
was at. We still brothers to this day. We
man.
still we still rhyme the same way we did. We used
Yeah.
to walk through campus at Kilgore Hall, do underground live, but I still those they might as well be my blood brothers. I got their back, they got my
Wow.
back. But that's how tight it is. So.
That's dope. If I
Yeah,
had to
that is
do over
dope.
again, I would want to go to a HBCU. I
Mm.
admire people that go to HBCUs, and I'm mad that I let my mother talk me out of
It's
going
an
to a
experience, brother.
HBCU.
It's an
Yeah,
it's an
bro. I
experience.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. What did you go for, if you don't mind, man?
Oh no,
Asking.
engineering. Engineering.
Nice,
Mm.
nice.
I had a dual degree,
Wow,
mechanical engineering. So
Mm.
wow. That's
yep.
dope. That's
Hmm.
dope, bro. That's dope. All right. For shout outs,
Oh, and
man.
my bad. Did you
No,
have
go
anything
ahead, bro.
else, IO
No,
that you
I
wanted
mean,
to? Okay.
no, that was pretty much it. Like
All right.
this conversation was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
you know what I'm
honored, brother.
saying? Like,
You know.
yeah, this is a dope conversation. Um, yeah, I just want to I'm gonna keep it Detroit, man. Like, since I got family in Detroit, I'm gonna shout out Miss Corona,
Uh,
Invincible, um, uh man, the brother that you named that went digging it, Jay Dilla.
car.
Me and him used to Shikari, bro. I
Hmm.
miss that dude. I think he live in Hawaii now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I
Hmm.
miss Shikari, man. His energy, man.
Yeah.
Shikari is just a good dude, bro. Like
Hmm.
Shikari, Paulo Brown, just man, Dilla, just man, just it's so many to name, man. Detroit, because Detroit like influenced a lot of who I am as an MC. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like my family, like Ron, Jason Wilson, like my
Hmm.
family
Mm-hmm.
out there in the D. Just Detroit is just a beautiful place, man. Like you just gotta go and take it in. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's always love in the D. You just can't come on there no dummy. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Chicago, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
saying?
yeah.
Like as
No.
long as you
I
cool,
know
you
where you
cool.
at.
Like yeah, the
Yeah.
D is I love that. I love that city, bro. So man, just shout out to Detroit. Shout out to my
Hmm.
fan, whether you're on the east side or the west side. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like I just yeah. And man, I'm honored, so honored to have you on.
No, brother.
podcast. Thank you for taking the
Likewise.
time to come through.
Anytime, brother.
And you know, it's always amazing when you like admire an MC, but then when you get to know them, and you just make you love them even more. Like that's how I feel right now. Like
No, brother.
I'm
Ain't
like,
nothing. It ain't
yeah,
never been nothing but respect and
yeah,
love to me. Yeah.
all day, all day. So thank you. I just want to say salute, man. Thank you for coming. Appreciate
Honor,
it.
brother. You know that.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Right on. Thank you, Io Moss. Definitely want to shout out the rest of the crew: Big Stowe, Bo Brown, Joe November, and Profound. Profound was here with us earlier. His son plays football. Had a little situation, so they had to, as
So he
things
said he
happen when you play
apologized.
football.
Got to do the daddy
You
thing.
got to do the daddy thing. So, but he said thank you for being on the show. He really enjoyed being here, but he had to take care of the family. So shout out to him. Shout out to everyone that's been downloading the new magazine, the Boom Bap Mag. Really, people keep on going and checking that out at boombapmag.com. Really appreciate that. Next Thursday, we have Cool Out Chris. So want to shout out Cool Out Chris. Looking forward to that conversation. Shout out to my man Chris and shout out to Charlie. Both of them signed up to be Patreon supporters of us this week. And everyone people have been signing up more lately. Really appreciate the support that you've been showing us. And shout out, obviously, last but certainly not least, to you, Finale. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the incredible music you've given us over the years. And, just talking to you, getting to know you a little bit tonight, like, even more than the music, I really appreciate, just what you said around like people and you want to, basically be friends with people and like, vibe with them and be in relationship with them. That's first and foremost. And, that type of community is really important to us here, important to me, to Iomas. So really appreciate that about you and just wish you the best of luck in everything you do. And if we can help you in any way, just let us know. We're down to help. So thanks for being here. And with that, I'll let you give the last shout outs of the night.
Well, I want to thank y'all for having me on. I want to, I don't know, man. I mean, hip hop has been good. Detroit's been good to me. I mean, I've been cool. Shout out, Pipe Dream and the Promise drops, on vinyl tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be on the Fat Beats website. And then, shout out to everybody that's tuned in or that's ever really checked for Finale. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. Shout out to everybody. I mean, 2020, 2021 has been rough on everybody. I guess first and foremost on that note is shout out to DJ Jules and Synergy. Like, he don't even know that's my brother, but man, you saved my life. So I appreciate that. That's real. So like I really was down bad, and for me to find like a little bit of peace and through working out and doing this marathon, things like that, I got to give a shout out to something that's bigger than hip hop because I appreciate that. But he's a mainstay in the city. We are working on music between me and him, and and Fat Father, call him Fit Father now. He probably dropped about 100, 150 pounds, but but I mean we out here working hard, man. But shout out to the city, shout out to all the artists. And when I say all, I don't mean just the Dilla circle. I mean the Stretch Monies. I mean everybody. That's the dope thing about the city of Detroit. We got different circles, different sounds, and everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I love Detroit. I love Michigan, most importantly, but I love the impact it has around the world. And I don't know, everybody, Fat Cat, Guilty, Invincible, Corona, Marv One, I mean, Fat Father. But of course, my sister, Miss Corona, out here killing them on the production game. But I'm a fan. I'm a fan of y'all first. So, but at the end of the day, it's just rap. We still family though. We all family. So it's just rap. We just really good with words, but we still a team and a unit at the end of the day, and we still got more to say and more to do. So, but I appreciate the love and support like from everybody. Period. Thank you.
Word up. On that note, we say
peace.
Peace.